Ateni dangazu chuchet tairang ngarogo chuchet ningon zengins.
So we are going to begin now with our teaching.
Tani ngazu tari kapsatini chuchet nimasum gatini charge de teaches.
This time we are going to have teachings for 3 days.
Tani nimasum ganala tini ngazu tari chuchet gatini ta nangdong gatini josha zod tani lama yujino gatini sombi nyangtam nyanga tli jipitini ta jung masundo tari mar tsangmala tini chikres.
So the focus of our teaching over the coming 3 days will be this text composed by His Holiness Jimmy Punsok, the Heartdrop of Heart Advice.
Tani tari nga tsundi nangla yupitini loma tsoyina tani tandi nangla masu chusomdi tani taga loma rezi tsangmat tani kashin rama tokpa tani chusomdi tani loma namgin chusomdi nangla tani taga pep de gen tani namgin chusomdi nangli lojung jega ken o tani titsu korda rezi.
So this time everybody gathered here for these teachings, with the exception of a few people, are members of this Sangha, members who gather together usually and study together the teachings.
Tani tindi indi chusomdi nangla dana tani kambo lojung taye tani konga takbar tani chuchut song tani tsangmala nyamlin data sope yakpo tani gobdukji tani shini namgin tani nangandagus.
And Kempo Lodrodaye usually teaches everyone here very well, gives them guidance in practice.
Tani tindi indi chuchut namgin tani ta kerang tsola tani samlo tana namgin tani chuchut mambo tani nyaya gorkab tani pe tani yakbo tani ndagus.
So for everybody here, you normally have very good opportunities to hear the teachings.
Tindi indi tini ta terang nge tini terang chuchut tini shana sarwa tini shayongje kakachi josha kakanda ta tini chang tini yo mares.
So me here coming today and giving you teachings, there's nothing new that I have to say to you. There's nothing different from what Kampulo Drudaya normally teaches.
Tini nyusarwa tini re masopa tini nang josha ngama namgin tini keso tini ta nyen tu chitar rapore ta masopa lamu cha kakayo mares.
With the exception of me being a new person here, the content of what I have to tell you or teach you is no different from that which you ordinarily hear.
Tini chusundi kab dana sacha neyang tini pe tini sacha wemba kasambo tini sacha tini ta kibo tini zindus.
And here you have such a quiet, isolated, pleasant place.
Tani nga tsu chu nyamlin jena sachan dendiz ka tone tani jena tani nyamlin yakbo yongores.
And to practice in a place like this, one achieves good results.
Tani ndakang yang taga ta tsangma gandhi tolna tani kable mambo yawo kire tarta ta mandani mambo sonan tsok choksa tani pe yakbo tani zomdus.
And through everybody really toiling hard, you've managed to build an assembly hall like this that is able to accommodate everyone. It's really wonderful.
Tani indi tanga sundini chuin lojong jenandra, nyamlin jenandra, tani kandu shina tani chakin gatoni tarta yakbo ndrikandus.
So whether it's for the study of the teachings or the practice of the teachings, one can say that your conditions now are very good.
Tani tindi indi tani nga tso lo rega nangla yenandra, dawa rega nangla yenandra, shetang mi tsangmala leka mambo yore, tani kandi tisot tola hale pa trewa chimbo tindi rita yenayang, tan de la yongne, tani tenzendu, tani gom tezi jam nima kashi le manayang, te tindi chiyena, te sosoranga, te nyamlin ka tola, te yarji, tani lochit taso pe yakbo yongores.
So even though throughout the course of every year and month we've got a lot of work to do and there isn't always much time, nevertheless, to be able to take some time out, whether it just be a few days, and come here and practice, meditate, doing this, your practice will surely develop.
Teni jima gaso rcho ndri gandang la chongzi teni rambo de kona tets ka boyo kire ta tets ndukom teni shine te nyamlin she teni namgin na so rang ka teni chemnang la tarong lo nyung wi kaps de ka le go wi kaps chemnang la de go kire teni chemnang la so rang ka chemsang ka nang ni nyamlin she teni yang tisut te yung wi kaps teni rcho la yung ne nyamlin she teni ka teni zongjing da wo teni she na eso solate nyamlin la yarkit yungres.
So even though it's difficult to reside here for a long time, for a long duration of time, nevertheless, by combining stays here with practice in your own home, everybody has families and household affairs to attend to. So by combining these two, practice at home and then coming here for a period of time when one has time available, this is a sure way to see one's practice progress.
Tani ta terang aso tani joshati tani lama yujino tani songo tani teje tani lama yujino inda tani dana tani kan de kambo lutunda rambochi kong tani ngarang ta ngaso america la yung kan tani mambu zindu aso tsama tani lama re.
So the what we're going to be studying over the next few days is this text by His Holiness Jimmy Punsok. Khenpo Jimmy Punsok is the Lama of not only Khenpo Lodro Deye and myself, but also many other people, practitioners in America.
Tani ta misda sina ta tsama tini loma tsama sina te ngarang lama de pe halipayin ngarang lama de tini jipayin zambuyin tini zenken ma to ba ngarang lama de boyin zenken tini chigyang yo mares.
Of course, everyone says of their own Lama, my Lama is wonderful, my Lama is fine. Nobody says of their own Lama, my Lama is bad.
Yeah. Teni ngato teni lama yujin no zikite ngone tani teni sangi nguman rawo yores.
However, Lama Khenpo Jimmy Punsok really was a wonderful Lama, no different from the Buddha.
Teni sangi nguman rawo yores sonjit zikite ngato chingama ga teni longten data teni yang chikta teni korla ngato zego marje tarta ga teni lama rang teni Zapa o tela tani tini sanjenda poyore tazegres.
In saying that His Holiness Jimmy Punsok is like the Buddha, this is not a saying that I just take from the scriptures. Everyone in saying this is really bases this on the deeds of Khenpo Jimmy Punsok himself.
Tini ti korte tini terang ni mambung tu chega manzi tini kerang so mamang chiwa tini loma nyangba tini yindi tini kampulu tu thai rambachi korang ke kena bala taranga ti tola tini ngotu mambo tini nang yu kire tini yindi tini ngayang saro mambo tini shego mandus.
So probably there isn't much need for me to give a lot of introduction about this today. All of you here are old students, and no doubt Khenpo Lodro Deye has provided you introduction about this before.
Tini shirtang ngaso lama tini yundan te yakpo hako go res.
But it's important that we understand the precious qualities of a Lama.
Tini lama yundan te yakpo hako yungna. Because
once we understand the qualities of a Lama, then we're able to give rise to faith effectively in our own hearts. And when one is able to give rise to strong faith, then one is able to receive the blessing of one's Lama. And this way, the effect or the impact, the help for one's practice is immense.
제고레스 냥탐냥 같을린다.
So we are now going to start with the text. This text we're going to be studying together for 3 days.
Tani 냥탐냥 같을리 제안도 달라마 유진노리 tani janagru 쩨갈라티 펩니 tani 티캅스 tani sombares.
So this text or this teaching, the Heartdrop of Heart Advice, was taught or given, composed by His Holiness Jimmy Punsok at Wutai Shan in China, the Wutai Mountains.
Tani 좀비 값스 tani da ngachu pena ngachu shertang tani mucho tani tamchu tani jna tani yang tambo zhe tani yang zhigyo da meta tani yang mar no tani yang kirti thola jugir mambo ja tani shini tani zhgore se ngachu mi sitang sik zna ya.
Usually when any of us compose any writings, we usually write a line, think about it, erase something, rewrite something. This is how we all usually go about composing work.
Tani ina tani da ngachu tani nyangma tani shogla ta nyangma men na jambala tani rabu yore nyangma shogla te mambu yore tani tertun tani so tani songchum tani zna tani tani ya zhe yang mar no tani mambu chega mare takar tani mar tani zhgres.
However, for in the Nyingma tradition, not just in the Nyingma tradition, but it's particularly prevalent in the Nyingma tradition for Teton or treasure revealers not to compose text like this. So not by writing a line, thinking about it, and then recorrecting. Rather, they write in one flow.
Tani lama tertun so tani sem ganala tani ta korang gongtir zigris te gongtir zina kondo gongtir zina tani sem ganala tani korang terka chud so tani mambo sem ganala yopati tani gimsen garingarela tani mar tani chi pachi chi yongwa da oshini tani juthup gres.
For Nyingma masters, for treasure revealers in particular, they have many teachings in their mind, and then due to various causes and conditions, when they write them out, they write it out like the flow of water.
Tani te nyangtim nyang thile zikinda shetang tini par tini tana yigi toni yigi mambo mar yigi pe nyong rendu ina ti josha te ha lipa ti ja chimbo yores indinala.
So even though when we take a look at this text, it's not a long text, it's quite concise. However, what it contains therein is very vast.
Tini de song de rang tini mjigla tini song tu tini karma nishi khachang tini zgnala karma nishi tsaksam ganala tini jipayin sone tini song yores inde.
And as it said at the end of this text, this teaching was composed in just 23 minutes.
Tani song de tini songchum tini nambi kaps tini ro ngala tini ti kaps tini ngarang te lama yujino la tini suwa zonken yens khala zonken yens.
And at the time at Wutai Shan, when Khenpo Jimi Punsok composed this text, I was actually serving as his cook or assistant.
Tini ti kaps nga so yuna rengo te zum thosan rapot la jigores.
And at that time, we were living quite high in the mountains.
Tini chilen sandro guna te mar rogore te ola te rogore chilen sandro guna te tharambon ro yores.
And in order to fetch water, it was necessary to go down the mountain a bit, down the mountain a little distance in order to get water.
Tani ngarang ti kaps tini ola tini ta nga su chuluk sa tini fushir ka tini fushir zena konda sulya. Tini jabla kriya tini yori tinala chilensa ti ola chilensa song bayens.
And so at this time, I went down the mountain with a plastic receptacle on my back to get water.
Tini chilensa song ni tini olni chilen ni tini shir lipi kaps tini zon de tijardux.
And by the time that I had fetched water and come back to where we were, Khenpo Jimi Punsok had already finished writing this.
야. 야. Teni kong zhong deni zi jiyo teni song dos.
And he said that he'd written this text, he'd written this teaching.
Teni ti tsu tong tong zi teni ngarang mar soni chile ni yari yongdi teni zhong deni jiyo jang teni tong tong zi kanang la teni jiyo jang pares.
So this text was composed in a really, really short time, just the length of time that it took me to go down the mountain, get some water and come back. He'd already written it.
Teni josha ga toni siana teni da zhong da partana teni chongchong re da yin na ando pena kamching longching ramjum go teni zongba chimbo semyang ngar so da teni ringzhen jingme langba ga yang teni zongba chimbo yondun zot da tesu da teni zhong din rolik chikpare.
So even though this is a very short text, the way it is written or composed is similar to that of Longchenpa's finding rest and ease in the nature of mind, and Jimmy Limpa's treasury of precious qualities.
Teni chikpa yenluk da kandi guni chikpare zena teni tambo teni nyamling ga teni mangji teni le lashu ne teni rimbe tarshin teni tartik zogba chimbo parda cha tsamba zi teni ozhong chika nangla teni tsama teni to dini teni tak mix chika nyamling che guna tambo nyamling che wane jiga parda tsama ta teni di nangla yores.
And when I say that it is written in the same style as these two works, what I mean by that is that it starts off with the absolute basics of, or the foundation for Dharma practice, and then progresses step by step into the very most advanced level of practice. And so contained in this text is a complete path of practice in a condensed version. So starting off at the very beginning, right up to Dzogchen practice, this is how this text is composed.
Tani di zhong di tso nangla ta nyamlin chachang yopi jimsenji tani tamba yongsu zogpi zhong zene tani zega yores tamba yongsu zogpa zene sanje ga tamba nandun chachang z di nangla yopi jimsenji tamba yongsu zogpi zhong zene tani zega reze kampiang longchen ramjamda jime langba tso songte la tani zechor yores.
So because it contains a complete path of practice from the beginning to end, this style of teaching or style of text is called a text that contains the complete Dharma. And this is the kind of text that Longchenpa composed and also that Jimmy Limba composed as well.
Tani zhong de la tani tana tani da nga tso nangchu la tani da lojong da tani tsawani shi mamnyung khenze ke nan de la lojong ya po je jana da nga tso ndo sa lam ka tani ji rendo samba da cha sang da tani halam kon ro res.
So this text is one that a non-Buddhist could take and with someone without any practice experience whatsoever, and by reading it, understand the complete path of practice. That is, they would be able to look at this text and understand, oh, this is the path that I need to follow.
Tani tarta nga tso te nangshu la tani lojong cheng ga tani yang loma mambo ga tani namjin ina perna tsokpa tsokchen rata yang na tani yang lama tso pepeng na wang jichen rata tani sosorang ga tani domba donjen rata tani ga nyamlin toru tar tora tani ta mambo nang ga yores.
Tari is in a samsam ba.
Fensan.
Oh, fensan.
Lin fensan.
So many Buddhist practitioners these days, they do talk sadhanas. When a lama comes, they attend empowerment rituals. They do their own mantra recitations. And so in this way, their practice is rather diffuse.
Tani yinna tani da soso lam chasang dawo da da ngai tangbon de go tani de ri tani tartik de go ndu samba dawo lam chasang dawo de tani hakko gona ya te ka boyo des.
It's somewhat difficult to gain an understanding of the complete path that one needs to follow, beginning with this, then following it with this, and then finally completing it with this.
Tani tan di la tini lobjong je jana tini nga cho o ta ngarang ga so tini nyamlin zu je na o ta korum dindi rendu samde korum da damba go ni chama o tan thartik tindi go ndu samba do chama ha kon ro.
However, by studying a text like this, all of us can understand the sequence that we need to follow, the process that we need to follow step by step until what we need to do in our final or advanced stage of practice.
Oya teni ta nga cho ti nang don de teni sha ge yin se ta ri nga cho yang nyama sam ma to yo ma re teni di nang ton yang ji bang ma zo teni sha gu na yo sha ta ma re.
So we're going to now start looking at the text itself. This time we've only got 3 days together, so the teaching is not going to be on the text is not going to be incredibly detailed.
Ta tin ri yin di teni nga cho nyama teni sam ga na la nga cho sha tang chu chu jing du.
So in the course of 3 days, we've got 6 teachings.
Teni chu chu yo na te nang la de nyama chigla teni chu chu ma re chu chu ma re nga cho nyama chigla nga cho shiro chu chu jin du nyama chigla.
So in 1 day, we've got 4 hours of teachings.
Tendri indi nyama chigla teni ta chu chu jin du ta ina ta nga cho nyama samre tina la shetang ka teni chu chu jing du ta ina ngarang la teni shechi yang chu chu jing ma tok tina la yo ma re shekha ta ma to yo ma re. Kat gir go yo ti.
Oh, let's say, okay. So even though there we have 12 hours of teaching together, actually because of the need for translation, I'm only able to teach for half of that time.
Teni te ngarang inji ma si pichon res. Ngarang inji ja ma si pichon res te.
And that's the disadvantage of me not being able to speak English.
Ta ti indi ti na la chu chu ga na la nga chon di na ton teni sha go na demand as ma to yung ko ma res.
So because of the fact that we've only got 6 hours of teaching, so our treatment of the text is just going to be an overall one.
A kangstar nga so teni ta dima yin na teni chama ga dima ga tambo dima la teni lob jong che teni jima teni ta ka mo lo tun thai khong yo re teni cheso ti na ni chik chiri teni jachimbo nang ton jachimbo yo re teni nyamlin so kan ri che go to so kor ta jima ka le rimji lob jong che na teni jigres.
So even though my teaching on the text is going to be an overall style of teaching, in the future, Kambolodro Daye can provide a more detailed line-by-line treatment of the text, going into different terms and explaining their vast meanings, connecting them to practice.
Tani ta tambun di mang de la nyangtam nyang ga thli zene tene nga chu nyangtam zena aso boba chzi donda kari re zena rang ka sim ga tang ne tene ta tiri parsha pi kaja tere ze ta sherdang ga chi kaja z mai ba nga sim ga tang ne ha le pa ga tene donda chimbo la zene tene sha pa kaja ti sola nyangtam zene tene namji nga sun chowa ga chola yang tene zegres.
So in the title of this text is the Heartdrop of Heart Advice. Heart advice, what do we mean by this word ningdam in Tibetan? Well, what we mean is these are words that are spoken from the bottom of one's heart. They're not just ordinary words or ordinary advice. These are really words that are considered by the author or the teacher to be of the most meaning.
Teni ta nyang ka thli zena yang shirtang nga so nyangtam teni sha na tinang la yang pena mi jan la teni lapsha ina teni sha cha wi ka ja de changma la nyangtam je gre sha cha go ni sha pi ka ja de changma la nyangtam je gre.
In Tibetan, though, when we talk about heart advice, this might be some sincere advice that we impart to someone or advice of care that we give someone. All of these kinds of words from the heart take this name of heart advice.
Teni nyang ka thli zena ta tinani chit jawo te re ze yang nyangtam la shirtang sha cha wi ka ja la mangbu yo re ta ina 띵나니 짓자오텔라 제거 짓 담짓자오텔라.
So when we talk about the heartdrop of heart advice, what we mean here is the essence of heart advice. In general, advice that comes from the heart, there's lots of different kinds that we might impart to people, but when we speak of the heartdrop, this really means the essence of our heart advice.
디니테 디땀주디 망다데레스.
So that is the name of this text.
니냥 삼냥 같은 소시티 람좀 제제 자르 상슴 큰 집딤 상크 ዝ스먼 비크 존 나비 마칸디 졸로 샹치블란데 제브른 젖 되는 가초 쇼딩 그 톨라 되는 가초 되니 좀 잡비 값다 가서 출을 그 되니 좀 잡비 값 강인나 되니 토머 되니 가서 소랑 것 되니 삭빌하 달 되니 라말라 되니 소란데님 출주 제니 되니 담주 저거레지 tamchu chige chibu mare nga cho leka kang lena nga cho leka tonyang dang dang ba garchim bo leka tinti lena tini tambo nga cho la mala sorande hala thapil hare hazina thapil hala sorande yedam la tini sorande ni tini nga cho leka te tini legre leka te la jikres te dang japo chini dinang la tambo tini ta jibjin jambi yang la tini chujut msa yores.
So according to tradition, when a text is composed, first we supplicate or pay homage to one's personal deity or favored idam. It's not just, of course, when composing a text, indeed any important activity, an activity that is very meaningful. To begin with, we supplicate our personal deity and then enter into the activity. So this text begins with a supplication to Manjushri.
Tene lama yujin noro tene kongo namgin kongrang ka tene lakpilhade tene jibzin jambi yang tene zigres.
So Khenpo Jimmy Punsok considered or took Manjushri to be his personal deity.
Tene chini tene kongrang ka thala tene jibzin jamba yang la tene sora tamni ta zhung de la tene lo zhung chenkenda zhung de la nyamlin chenkenda mi tsama ga tene sim ga na la tene chu yakbo yongya tene ga tene sondip shine tene chujut na wares.
So when Khenpo Jimmy Punsok composed this text, he did so by supplicating Manjushri with the prayer that all students who come to this text to study it or practice it, that the Dharma will be realized in their minds.
Tani tam chujut tene je tsarvi jini ta ti ola ngarang ka leka kari lega yen zena yana tene kaja shakya tene yana tsum gyabya tene yana tene ta shawa jamba simchen la phamba yunga shawa dhaba tene ku shawa kangrong dhab gore ti indi zhung di na ti ola tene ta ngarang ka zhung dhata waz tene tsum ka yin sonne tene tamja kelin dhabo tene nangbare te yang aso churjing ka tene nangchu zhung zhilig res.
So after having supplicated one's deity or made a homage to one's deity at the beginning of one's text and again before engaging in any kind of activity that is of benefit to other beings, the next thing, and this is another step that follows tradition, is for the composer of a text to state their intention or their purpose, their commitment in writing this text.
And we
can find that in the second verse on page 2.
Shertang nga chon nang di cholo ka tsipchin di nang tong ka rezina shertang nga chon nang chu teni te pecha te teni yige te pe hal lipa ga teni mangbo rezi teni chuluk jamban rawo ina teni yo tepchik tevni teni tab di pore ta nang chu te ha lipa ga teni zhong mangbo yo rez.
In Buddhism, we have a great many texts with great many verses. Other religious traditions often just have one or two books there, but for Buddhism, we have an abundance of texts.
Tani nga tsu mishi ka tani matsi ka nangla tani teso tsama tani lojong chiguna tsawa ni tani thonggamari tisu ka tsawa ni nanggamari.
And so it's just not possible for one person in their lifetime to study all of these texts. Time just wouldn't permit it.
Tani tindi indi ta nga tsu tina ni na dani tani chit tani sarlin ni na dani nyamlin chayate karchimbore.
So it's really important that we extract the essence from these scriptures and make that the basis for our practice.
Tani te indi tani ta nga tsu tindi na dani tani tabdipo chini tani shirtang nangchu hali pa mampore ta ina nyamlin ka kapsa tani nangchu go tani zhong teso tsama ga tani chit sarlin ni tani tabdipo go ni nyamlin chesar o tindi zi tani songa yen songa ni tani ti nangla ti tsubchi nipa ti tontang te teres.
So the meaning of this verse on page 2 is that this is an extraction from all of these texts, the most essential points of practice. And it's a presentation of them in simple terms for the purpose of practice. So this is the purpose or commitment that precedes this teaching.
Tatini te sholoka tsubchi samba ga tontang te nga tsu tago re.
So let's now look at the third verse.
Teni tsendri jenla chupi karwaptan do lapsha changsha chang tepam zambiti mi ni da chakto nam malam nyosong da wikela thong sone teni tan dini mar teni ngimjong ko samba te songo yores.
So this verse is talking about the attitude of renunciation.
Teni ngimjong ko samba se te nga tsu tarti kapsa teni mi mangbo ko teni koa kemsar teni leng yores koa koa maimba teni kemsaro teni leng dos.
Up until the present day, many people have a very strange understanding of what renunciation means. In fact, it seems as if they have a misunderstanding of renunciation.
Tani khashega tini samna ngimjong ziyate tani ta korang tani nga so chimsang ga leka thamche par torne jistim ba ga leka thamche por torne tani rapshung chia chaba shia rawo tindi zila kongkhin dos.
There are some people who think that renunciation means casting aside one's family affairs, casting aside one's worldly affairs, and becoming a monastic. But this is not what renunciation means. And then there are others who think that renunciation means removing oneself or separating oneself from one's family and worldly matters. But this is also not the case. Then there are others who think that renunciation means leading a life of hardship and destitution, eating and wearing and using things that are only very basic in nature. But this is also not what renunciation means. So it's really important that we gain an accurate understanding of what renunciation means. It's one of the most important things in the Dharma, so we really need to understand it.
Samlo mato patini samlo janang potini tang mashi ngaso lega lena samlo tana gangdang kangena tini ta tisu tongtong tini zikna la tani samlo tani tini che jana ta ngaso tani shawa yachim boz tini chikyam shi tapkom mandagus.
So the first line of this verse says, if we're attached to this life, we lack the good fortune to practice the Dharma. And what this is talking about is if we really only fix our mind on this life, this lifetime, this lifespan, it's very short in its period. And by doing this without a more long-term vision, we will not be able to accomplish things of a really great nature.
Tani ngaso pena ngaso gum jamnare tendra was kundomban nare tani ngaso mijala rokpachi tindi gewa dubna gewa kang jumna sama te tini ta ngarang tsendi thola ngarang kepo yongya nda o tindi chipo la tini samsona te samlo te halepa tini kotok poda ja chungchung res.
So if by doing meditation or recitations or engaging in beneficial actions for other people, in fact, if all of the virtuous kinds of activities that we do with the hope that it will enhance our happiness in this life only, then this is a very narrow, a very confined way of thinking.
Tani te indi tini ngaso Janrambo la tini samlo tane tini mtsizia tini tsindaschipo la samlo matane tini Janrambo la tini samlo tane par samlo ke yangbo shi tini par ni Janrambo la tini tayati nangchu tini chachu chires.
But to take a long-term approach to life, that is not just seeing it as this lifetime, but much longer than this, adopting such an open long-term perspective is a characteristic, an attribute of Buddhism.
Teni ngaso tangbo teni muirti ti tsenda sipo la teni samlo tang. Teni tsendi tola ona ngara kandiche go rezena tan dopa la teni longshoke teni dopi onda la longshoke. O pena zamaza kienare tenda ozuka teni soso teni pena teni mukta ke nawa nyanje teni teni tonda Chipu mato bajan la tini samlo tang mashina tini mtsi se shimada yang boka di yongda mtsendi thola yang tini dechi tang damba yong tap komentus.
So if our only purpose or goal is this life, then we will find our and chasing our desires, then we will find them growing and growing. If we're only thinking about what we eat or the things we see with our eyes, the sounds we hear with our ears, thinking about nothing else than this, then not only will we not be able to achieve happiness in the next life, but neither will we in this life either.
Teni ngatsu sem de la korang la teni sem ga sangwa mambondus mimi sangwa mambondus rumba mambondus.
So there are many secrets in our mind. There are many levels of secrets in the mind.
Tani ngaso soso rang tini simki sangwa tiso ngaso rang yang hago yo mares.
However, these secrets in our minds are ones that we ourselves don't even know.
Pena ngaso dopa tela tini long shadna tini dopa te chemper rone tini thama sawanim thamepa tini goni yar tini pern rondos.
So as for our desires, if they continue to go larger and larger, then they eventually grow to a state of infinite craving.
Teni ngaso yang tini dopa la tini shota mashuze ya titola yang ngaso koa yakpolen shigore nangchu koa yakpolen shingores.
So deep yanja sona jigru bakan bola.
Ngaso dopi longsho teni tang dopa la longsho yang na long masho zea tit Tonta ti korla ngaso teni kendi koa yakpo len shigondos.
So it's important that we understand properly whether we will about chasing our desires or not chasing our desires.
Ti jimtsin kare zina ngaso nafshuk la teni samlo tana logi gito la teni nafshuk teni chulugda teni nafshuk samlo teni parla dopa la longsho mshuk tola nyokta mambo Shung dozi ngama.
He's talking about
the yakpozu kuwa jiga. Koso.
Di anja sona
masona nga yang tsayo. Waya. Ti nusho ko chulugrewa. zamolanga nafshoko chulugda teni nafshoko samlo sanyirig samlo parlaze oya teni dopala longshu chokore zewa tan dopala longshu choko mare zewa ti parla kochos nyokta mambo tugzi ti chulugda sanyirig parla nyokta mambo shongdugzi logik tola.
So, in the course of history, there has been much conflict between Western science and Western religion regarding the pursuit of material desire.
Shudan teni sanyirig tola teni nyokta mambo teni shongze te yimbi jimsinki teni mi namga nangla teni mi namga semga nangla dopala shota mashu zeya tela te suso samsar mambo yores ti jimsinki.
Oh, that's it. That's yeah. Deni shidang deni mumang kesamba deni dramina so. So, due to the fact that there have been different propositions, different assertions made by both science and religious on this topic, people in their ordinary people have all different thoughts about this.
Teni ngaso dopala tini long musho zena yang kashi chi tini ta ngaso tari kongla shapanda o shinin chowa dugbo dang chowa tyobo dang ta chama para igni tini goanda o tini la goaleng yo reze tini dopa la long musho zena tini la kondo nduze kashi ina te mareze.
And there of these sides, there are those who say that we shouldn't pursue material things. There are people who say that this is not okay.
Teni ngaso shir nangshu thaba chimbo ina pena chorang dopi tini longshu kare chorang la yona tini te tsabane gakamares.
However, in Buddhism, Buddhism doesn't object to this. Buddhism holds that whatever your current state of material life is, it's fine.
Pena ngaso dopi tini longshu tetso pena musa panda o ta yana kemma ja panda o tindi tini mi jan la simchin jan la nopa chini tini thopa yinna tindi kumar ma to te mayinna tini te shirtang ka khasun sowa na la yona yopi tini longshu tetso pena koran sowa yak thachun ra boyo na te o ta koran sowa yak boyo na tini nangchu driptri yo mare sowa yak bo ti pango rezi tindi song mares.
So long as one doesn't kill or steal or harm other beings to acquire the things that one sets one's minds on, then Buddhism doesn't object to the pursuit or possession of material things. Buddhism doesn't require that people renounce a good quality of life.
Tini tenga so pena mukhashi tini simdang tini thumbo shini tini deshu japa marize nachu thapa chimbo ko rang shirdang ko rang ngamani te rang res. Oh ya ta te mu jamba so mukhashi tini pena nushu kumanda ota yana tangru kumanda o tini simdang thumbo zuni achun deshu tini japa marize shirdang ko rang nachu ko rang thapa chimbo shir ko rang ngamani tini reze.
So this way of this perspective is not one that is being said to be in accordance with the way that modern people think or the desires of Western people. This is a position that the Mahayana teachings have always had.
Tini ona kandi zego rezina pena mkhashizla korangla tsin de chipo mato bajan samlo tanga chichi o mareze mkhashila.
But there are some people who really only think about this very life and don't think about anything beyond this.
Tini sindi thola tini kwarang tini dopi longshu tini ta soa yakpo yongji ta tini dopa la longshu ti chipu ma tokpa jamba korang samlo tini chichi yo mareze makashi tini reze.
And some people who only think about their material pursuits in this life, their quality of this life, and don't think about anything other than this.
Tendinda boresona teni ngaso teni chugang drip gona teni te karayo mare ya po drip tap mare songo yores.
However, if one thinks like this, then it is not possible to practice the teachings well. So this is what this text says.
Teni ngaso simji sangwa te ngaso tarik sangwa mambo yores sangwa chiti kang rezina 아좀 노바디 드니 탐미 바디니 페르로와디 드니 더 가서 미망보고 드니 다 냠뇽고고니 다다 하고 요리티 상와치그리지 나마이나가 주티고 말이다 나랑라 강지 고나 강지 요나 티 나랑라 요 차비 지니 드니 나랑 약포렌도 오레 삼니 드니 삼고요리다 테 마레지 드니 테요 차비 지니 양잠바요 고 삼니 드니 삼고도.
So our minds, as just mentioned, have many secrets. There are many secrets of our minds. And one of these secrets is that our desires or cravings can increase infinitely. And this is something that we understand now, but once upon a time, people didn't understand that. People thought, "Oh, if I had this or if I had that, I'd be really good." However, now we understand that once we get one thing, then we simply want another. So this is a secret of how our minds work.
드닝아서 베르나 디수 청마 디드니다 소와 친디디닌 소와 찌뽀 돌아 땅잖아 드니 추드스르거드니 디수 요마레다 펜도디포 탑디보시니샤나 드니다 포즈링아서 디수 티파르 고샤야포 잠니 디수 카시그나라 소와 께라 디수 카시그나라 드니 추냠린지야 드니다 오고운두스.
So if our entire energies are focused just on this life, then well, in simple terms, we won't have any time for our practice. And so it's important that we do allocate the time that we have properly, allocating some time for our lives and worldly affairs and some time for practice.
드닝아서 낭추 드니 냠린 약보즈 드니 셰삼나 드닝아서 냠린 근 차르지 데탐보즈 요고레스 차르지.
So it's very important that if we want to practice Buddhism, that we have a stable plan for doing so.
드니 나초 삼로타나 페르나 틴 너쇼 코만담지 드니 레카 강 레나 연 지팅 레카 틴 레나 차르지 약보지 드니 연 람폴란 차르지 땅담바 당본 차르고 약보지 드니 차르지 티톨라 드니 레카 치리 레니 고람 땅담바 다 틴디 고니 레카 약보 레근드 삼네 나초 틴디 삼고레 나초 틴디 따땅요레스.
Many people in the West, when we are inclined to make systematic and long-term plans for our work. So to begin with this and then do that, we are accustomed to making plans of a systematic nature for accomplishing things.
And it's
the same in Buddhism too. It's important that we make a good plan at the beginning. If, on the other hand, today we go to a Dharma center, do some recitations, tomorrow go to an empowerment somewhere else, it's not to say that there is no benefit. There is some benefit. However, we can't practice properly by doing this. So it's important that we make a stable and long-term plan that entails us allocating time to practice, to do a certain practice in one period and followed by another practice in another period, and make a plan of like this. So the main determining factor as to whether one's Buddhist practice is successful or not is whether or not it's stable. Stability is the number one factor.
Tini me tini chimbo tangne tini china tini jokbo tini che tini khor kores te mato tini nga so yang che Kori kapsi tini me tez par yang me pachi yang me tez par yang me pachi tini che da nyima chigla ina tini chide yar khorthap ko mand was.
So we can liken it to when we boil water. If we boil a pot of water on a large flame, then the water will boil very quickly. If, on the other hand, we are continually turning off and on the gas, then even in one day, water will not boil.
Tini ngaso kapsi ngaso tini nyamlin tez che yang namgin yang para yik tini nyamlin chijig mochi tini chi jana tini matam ba tini tambo me ba tini chaksona tini nyamlin ya po yong tap ko mand was.
And it's the same with our practice. If we do practice sometimes and not at others, sometimes let it slide, and generally our practice is unstable, then it's not possible to attain good results.
Tindi indi ta nga so shirta nga so tini te sowa ga nala min jikten ga nala koran dopa kanti yona te mergi wa ta mamji ba mi jala dopa ma shepi dopa koran ga tini koran la yopa te sowa te chokore ta yina te chikpo she jana tini nga so chu drup ki ti so yang yo mari drup tab ko mari tindi indi ta te tini ti so te gosha jamni tini ta tisos chiganala teni suson soa tisos chiganala nyamlen ta tendi shi gore tendi zik tone nga so kwalena tendi gres.
So even though there is no restraint from the Buddhist perspective on people desiring material pursuits, so long as they don't acquire them through unvirtuous or harmful means. Nevertheless, by focusing on these things early, we simply won't have time for our practice. It's important that we do allocate our time so that we have time for our everyday lives and also time for practice. So this is what this verse speaks to.
Teni di sipchu sambandi na de la teni to sombadi te halipa karchen boreze ta nga chu muzgina teni jikting ka khamla teni yung chawi jis teni ta nga chu rang ka teni lamkhan chuwa lamkha kangri zlan ro mache kangri zker te nga chu teni damnga zik teni che gores damnga che gores.
So actually the meaning of this verse is extremely important. As humans arriving in this world, it's important that we, regarding our future path, the direction that we take in our human life, we need to make choices in respect of this. So it's really important that we know how to make a choice.
Shirtang nga so teni nangchu go ande shi nga so mash chari jini tarong yang nga so teni yang kir teni mi teni listil lengare kewa mambo lengare sene teni songo yores.
So in Buddhism we usually talk about people, beings dying and then receiving many future rebirths.
Ina nga so matse na la teni lamkha yang po teni damnga shi shinking ga teni matse te nga so
However, for people in this life who are able to make a proper choice of paths, then there is no need for this continual process of being reborn.
Tani pet karte nga so tani matsendi na la send chipu ma to jamba samlo chichi me patang tani sendi to la nga so do pilon sho chipu la tani ta jone de ki ma to ba jamba samlo kang menken tindi lam khazla sonas tani tindi lam khazla sona tani nga so should be ko me paren ro ndus.
And so if in this life we only focus on material pursuits, then we won't have an opportunity to practice the Dharma.
Tendi perna nga so matsinti na la kanji ge tini nyepa mambo shupo chak tini kanji ge nyan tak yo kanji nda po ina tini ta nga so yang matsi ge njig la tini leb yung bikabzi tini yang nga so tsangma yang tini teso tsangma yang perna malam tao tini chagam gores.
So if in this life we've been preoccupied with becoming rich, gaining acquisitions, fame, etc., then at the end of our lives, this will all strike us as though it were a dream.
tani karte nga chu lamkha tin nala tani nga chu sindi thola sona tani ta jima nga chu tani country ren ro re na tambu nga chu jikting ka khamla tambu yongwi kaps tani nga chu te pe na pamjuri na shiyuni na tani te mayim bi to thopthang na chama alakkur tabare ji tambu yongwi kaps tani alakkur ka thoni tini nga so rempe so go lojong chi papa kable mambo jabne tini longsho mambo sagne yargi sone tini chi ni som je nga tu dum je gozene tini yang ru rampe kaps nga so shiwi kaps yang nga so sher yang sarang nga so tini lakur ko thola sher thebong gores.
So if this is the path that we pursue in our life, we in regards to our finances, our education, our social position, etc. At the beginning of our lives, we start off from a position of 0 or 0.0, and then through a lot of work and toil and investment and diligence, we gradually improve, develop ourselves. But at the end of life, at the time of our death, we have essentially progressed from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At the time of our death, this is a moment of return to 0 once again.
Penangatsun zambalong ka thola tini ta zambalong ka shikpo antong ni pa samba jipa tindi ga tini yingkhen ga tini ta ma mambon do wazi ma teso tamchu tambo khorang tini mar ki yong kaps tini khorang la pamju ji yo mari khorang tini la kor rapores tini khorang ka yarje tani chawale kamambo le ni tini khorang zambalong ka shikpo antong ni pa chak ina tini khorang roi kaps shiwi kaps yang khorang hama yong kap ta chikpa shini la kor ko tonin ro gores.
And it's the same for the richest people in the world, the richest 1, 2, or 3, 4 richest people. They also start off at a point of 0, and through their work and efforts and diligence rise to a point of great richness. However, when they die, it's just the same. They also return to point 0.
Yeah. Teni indi ta nga so lamkha tin nalan rona nga so karti lamkha tin nalan rona teni mjingje te tentis dres.
And so if this is the path that we choose, then this is the result we will get.
Teni yo ta tenti indi te mi mambo ka ha ko yo mare ha ma ko jimsen ji teni lamkha tin nalan ro yo re nga so zambalang ka mi mang chi shute.
And most people, not understanding this, pursue this path. The vast majority of people in the world are following this path.
Teni te samlo tang shinken ka mit so teni samlo tang ne o tang aran lamkha tin nala ti changba na lan ro jana te zere ke mendu ngi tarong jamba yon te go ndu samne teni samlo tang shinge ores.
However, those who are a little bit more clear with their understanding, giving the matter some thought, appreciate that simply following this path only is not enough, that it is necessary to incorporate something else as well.
Tindi yendi o ta ngarang la sowa yang ngarang kepos go ndu ngarang ya pos yong go ndu rete ta tis chipon de kum de tarong ngarang tenis chu yang ya pos go ndu samne tini ti nika te la samlo tang sing ge reze mi khashi.
And so some people understand that simply pursuing a pleasant life is not enough, and that it is necessary to combine it with the practice of the Dharma. There are some people who recognize this.
Teni ti lamkha te la tinin ro thapsona teni nga so teni shiwi kaps ra nga jowi kaps teni lakur rego mare se teni khona tez yung wi kap ta manja wi go ne teni soso rang teni chu sacha de zambalang ga minjik tin dina la yung ne teni khorang kan nye go na pe na sem ko thoni yondan teni ni ne teni jowi kaps teni khorang yondan yakpo yo ne ro chokore teni lakur reg mares.
And for people who take this path, when they, at the time of their death, they don't return completely to 0. That is, there are things that they have accumulated throughout the course of their life, such as qualities of their mind, that they can effectively take with them.
Tani tindi ga dam nga to tini ta she chawi jini ta karte nga chu tini ta chu yon te go ndu sambati lamkha ti lan ro na tani ta kanjin ro go re zena tani ta nga chu komba tambo ti tini po go re komba tambo ti kan re zena tani di chu jiban da tini syak re.
So after having made the choice of path to follow, after having made the choice of to practice the Dharma, recognize the need to practice the Dharma, then we take our first step. So that first step is what we see here in the 4th verse.
Tani ta ngarang lamkha tinti tilan ro go tini chu nyam se len sa lamkha tinala ngarang ro go ndu sambi tini so so tini semtak cha charwi jini ta kanri che go re zina tani nga so ta lama tini te teng go re ti ola nga so lama tini char go re ma to pa lama ma charna ta nga so lamkha tinala kanri ro go shi ma re.
So after we've made the choice to practice the Dharma, then it's important, the next step is finding a Lama to rely on. Without a teacher to guide us, then we won't know how to proceed on the path.
Tini yang lama ti ta nga so tini gang re zina ta lama ti la tini yang remba mambo yo res.
Of course, there are many different levels of Lama.
Tani lama khashi na nga so girgin rapo tindi yo res.
And some lamas, some spiritual guides are like teachers.
Tani lama khashi na nga so aman rapo tindi yo res.
Some lamas, some spiritual guides are like our mothers.
Tani yang ta lama nan ramra tindi rik mambo yo res.
And so there are many different kinds, different varieties of spiritual teachers.
Tindi indi ti yang lama la korang la chakin tini nga so lama je gona korang la chakin yang yo res.
However, there are conditions that need to be fulfilled in order for a Lama to serve as our spiritual guide.
Tani chakin ti pina tini chaji tanga ta nga so nangchu na la sarwo songdu zi tini ta lama per nga so sanga dorji thapa lama enan dindi go ze. Tini shertang nga so thapa chimbo lama enan dindi go re ze. Tini nga so tini thamang lama enan dindi go re ze ti chakin ti chama song re.
And in the Buddhist teachings, the criteria that need to be fulfilled for different levels of spiritual teachers are spelled out very clearly. So it is spelled out clearly what Vajrayana Lama entails, what a Mahayana Lama entails, what a Hinayana Lama or teacher entails. This is all set out in very clear terms.
Tindi indi ti nani tini nga so lama tini saddamba tindi tini tomar aragmar ta go nduzi.
So the first thing that we need to do is find for ourselves a qualified teacher.
Tini tangbo nga so te lojong che go nduzi pe na nga so sangha dorji thakpa da ngarang lojong che samna te sangha dorji thakpa nala tini lama te kandizi yen sare samne tini nga so nangchu go nala te saro song re te lojong che go nduzi.
Prior to doing this, though, it's important that we do some study. That is, if we wish to study the Vajrayana teachings, then we should acquaint ourselves with what the criteria of a Vajrayana spiritual guide.
Tani pe nga so nyangma na la ina tini jokba chimbo semyen ngar so ta tini yundun zo ta tini tri kanzang la mi yarlong da so na la pe mambo song do as.
And in the Nyingma tradition, texts such as finding rest and ease in the nature of in the nature of the mind, the treasury of precious qualities, and the words of my perfect teacher discuss this very comprehensively.
Tindi indi ta nga so tangbo tini lama te yakbo tini te soso sanyi te kanti te nga so hako wa chi tini te hako tsarwi jini tini nga so tini lama tindi galandu tindi soso ranga tini tsargo re.
So first, understanding the criteria in question, after we gain an understanding, then we need to go about finding a Lama who is qualified.
Tini ngama na ina tini pe na bok tini ta khipa mambo jagar la tini drone tini lama so tini ta jagar ka lama ta so tini ta tengre ti kaps tini lama tembi kaps ko so tini lama 산여당 담바든지 약보든지 자위 쳇든지 갑래 하래 망보 잡니든지 든지 그래서
in centuries gone by, there were many Tibetan seekers of the Dharma who went to India to rely on spiritual guides over there. So in order for these Tibetan seekers to locate a qualified teacher in India, they endured many, many hardships.
tani porang nanglayang to tinji yore te lama pe nanga chu jiptum malari pa nam thar ta sama ha ko ras.
And it was also the same in Tibet. Everybody knows about the biography of Milarepa, for example.
Tinji indi thomur lama temba te pe gar chembores.
Just the Thomas.
Thomur.
So to begin with, it is very important to rely on a teacher.
Gonda. Ngara chamba des boyo.
Oh, Campbell said he's sorry, he's got a bit of a cold.
Tani chamba des bo tim niba na la kambore kindos.
And because he's got a cold, his throat is a bit dry.
Karsan ka ninga so te dalarewa karsan ka ninga so chutu shasa te la yang kap so namshi yak boyong yang kap so namshi changmoyong charambab tinji chegendos.
The previous place that Kempo was giving teachings, the weather was very changeable, sometimes cold, sometimes hot, and so everybody came down with a cold. So he got a little bit of a cold, but it's not serious and it's pretty much healed. And there's no need for any concern. He will complete the 3 days of teachings.
다 딘디 나서 정말 라마가 연던데 양보스 되니 다 되니 라만 산이당 담바 작차비지니 내가서 라마 땡고 그래서
So it's important firstly to observe the qualities of a lama of a lama, and then after having located a teacher who is qualified, it's important to then rely on them.
Yang lama dal homaga tini park tini rewa parla yang aso kapkapsa yang natun tini mambu yung gadus.
And from time to time, there are many issues that arise in the context of the teacher-student relationship.
Tani yang aso mi kashi ga tini samnana yang aso tini ta sanga dorje thapa khabar dang aso bobi lama so yana marji ji samala tini kapapni 직제 거래 직제 조금 말해지 딘디 신에 할리바 직보 신킨 베나 김굿 진진자오 딘디 신킨 레삼네 데 가시그네요 딘디 삼근도
like disciplinarian
그리고 진진자고 풍전
let's say
그런 거도 같다
there are some people who think let's say yes so there are some people who think that Tibetan lamas, and particularly Vajrayana lamas, are somewhat like feudal kings, just handing out orders to do this and that. And if you read the biography of Milarepa, then you can see his teacher Marpa constantly being mean to him. And looking at Milarepa's situation, it certainly appeared that he was this young person who was really destitute, poorly off.
파이르라 드니 송도 드니 집좀 말라리바 드니 코랑 디 코랑가 롭쪽도 좀 탈신디 드니 말 람는 칼라 말에 끼니 tini korang yar shirar tini lama sala longdik tini korang tarung songyo mares.
So the students that the Milarepa's fellow students, that is the other disciples that he studied with in his cohort, they eventually graduated, and when they graduated, he went to send them off on the road, and then he returned by himself.
Tini kong yar longyong go pi kapsi tini marba loza te korang te kangba ga thola tini nduzi tini kangba ga tini ti kapcha ga nani mar tana tini jibzamari pamuni yar yungu yo pa te korang ga thong baresi kapcha nani mara tani.
And when he was coming back up the hill from sending off his fellow students, Mapa was sitting up the top of his house and looking over could see that Milarepa was returning.
Tini korang ka te chila yo pa tini zatsang korang ka te chumsang la tini nangmi te so la tini marba lo cha tini te song baresi o tandi bogundu halepa nyang jibo zundu tini song ne tini korang sem kana ne halepa tini shacha tini jego yoresi Milarepa la.
And at this time, Mapa said to his family members who were there, "Oh, that student is very lovable. He had great affection in his heart." However, in terms of the way he actually treated Milarepa, there was no affection really at all.
Tini jitsa Milarepa la tini marba loza korang la tini puyo re tini ku puti la kangba le shokse tini kangba le yang kangba yar le sa yang mar shik yang tini yang tan di ga mudu ti thola rungo te la kangba le je ta te chorang su sangba ha ko re kangba yar le yang mar shik yar le mar shik tini je te tak tak ma tok ba tini nga su nang chu chi chi she yo ma re partana ti chu tsuk chi yang tini song mandu.
And everybody knows the story of Mapa ordering Milarepa to build houses, one for his son, one on top of the mountain. His orders to Milarepa to build the houses and then tear them down again, build them up, tear them down. And in the course of this, not teaching him even one word of the Dharma.
Tini ina jima tini jitsu Milarepa tini korang nyamtok halepa chimbo tini top tini revi kapsa tini jitsu Milarepa tini par nrovi kapsa marbada tini kapjar ni tini nrovi kapsa tini marbalo chaga zina ota kyorang randa loma ti maombala pe kombore tini yindi ngarang tini tapshin rao jini kyorang loma chola tini maje tini maje ma tota yapo yung guna kabore tini ngarang tanda lama yang tini kumbore si korang kesombare mela ati marbalo cha ngarang tanda lama yang kumbore kyorang tanda loma yang pe kumbore kyo maung barang nge jebanda ngarang lekanda o tini kyorang machi mato te loma chola phanto kuna pe khabore sone kondi tini sonore.
Let's say. And so even though in the course of his time there he didn't show much affection, nevertheless when when Milarepa finally obtained great realization and experience and was preparing to depart from Mapa, then Mapa left him with the parting words of, well, a student like you is extremely rare. In the future, there won't be many students like you. In the future, there won't be many teachers like me. But due to the fact that there won't be many students like you in the future, don't treat them as I have treated you.
Teni marbaloza korang ka sonji teng ngomarese korang rabo lama ta jitmala banda loma ngama yung kombore tata yung kombore.
And what Mapa said was true. It is really the case. Students like Milarepa, they were rare in the past and they're still rare now.
Tindi indi tini tata da pe na ji marbaloza rabo tindi loma la jena pe pachi chumdang garikires.
These days, if a teacher was to treat students like Mapa treated Milarepa, it would probably be against the law.
Yeah. So these days we don't do this. 옛나양 되니 가서 오니 장네 되니 라마 양 딱방 가서 상하 돌지 딱방 나라 송반다고 된지 그 라마 오니 장네 그 라마즈 가서 갈때 락송나 되니 가서 오니 베나 지즈 마라리 바 된진다 보지 오나 타트 가서라 판바마토 노 파치경요 마레.
However, if the lama, if the teacher we have found is one who is absolutely qualified, is a true teacher, then even if they treat us as Mapa did Milarepa, ultimately they will only be of benefit to us.
되니 가서 낭추고 나라 된지 송어레스 마음 발라 되니 닝마가 도와지나 다 마음 발라 되니 하정 시속 요자 첨보인 비값스 Shertan gaso loma so lama la certain go reda tikas lama so loma la parting go sone tendi sonores
Lama deni loma padengo.
Oya loma la parting go reda tenzenago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it is actually said in the Buddhist teachings that in the future what would happen due to the degenerate times, whereas in the past students relying on teachers would be very careful with regards to their actions. In the future, it would be reversed, such that teachers would be needing to be very careful with their actions towards students and therefore would be relying on students. So therefore, these days to be a lama is very difficult.
Tendi rita tanga so kanstar tini laman sanya tang damba yangbo za raksona kanstar nga so tini chu tone ya nga so yundam mambo top kore.
In any case, if we are able to locate, to find for ourselves a qualified lama, then we can learn from them receive from them many qualities.
Teni nga so ta lama ga tini mamta ga tini chaju shirna nga so charkin mambo songore da tinala manti chaju yindamanda goya ga tini khashizndus.
So even though in general there's many different criteria mentioned and discussed in the teachings, there is a baseline, a basic minimum of criteria that should be met.
Teni manti chakin chiti tambo di gangrezina tambo korang la teni lama yinna shangshib ji sim tu yindamanda yo gores.
So of these basic conditions that should be possessed, the first of these is bodhicitta. It's absolutely important that a lama have bodhicitta.
Teni shangshib ji sim teni yang takpa yongken ke teni lama zi yinna. Teni ta lama partasa la kanti zi yinna dra teni ti nga su simchen la pamba ma tono pa chega mares.
If the teacher in question has true bodhicitta, then even though things might not look so good on the surface, ultimately their actions are of benefit to beings.
Teni indi ta shangshib sim yo tsarvi jini teni koranga lega lena ka chushya nanda lega gang lena tsama simchen ka ton la teni samlo tanga yore zi shangshib sim yongken zi yinna.
Once if a teacher has true bodhicitta, then everything that they do, all of their activities, all that they teach is only for the benefit of other beings.
Teni tendi indi teni koranga mashi banda tendi inna tere mato ba teni chit teni simchen la no pa shia da tendi tsawane yong chik mare zi korang pe na mi gir ke teni jumuir ta tendi ke ton la teni nga solo no pa shia da tendi tsawane sig mare.
And a teacher with true bodhicitta, except for perhaps some certain circumstances when they don't realize what they're doing, they would never purposefully engage in things that are harmful to their students. For example, for the sake of their own personal interest or something like this.
Teni nipa te karizina teni ngazo ta perna lama chu teni teni lama di tong ne ngarang chu choose teni lo samna ngazo la goya ga chu de teni lama korang ga sing go res karte lama mashina teni shangship sem yona teni panto yo mari teni lama rang ga shi go ndus.
So besides the first basic condition of bodhicitta, the second basic condition is that the teacher in question needs to know the Dharma or understand the Dharma that we want to receive from them. So if we wish to receive particular teachings, but the teacher doesn't know them, then even though they may have true bodhicitta, they still won't be able to be of much use.
Teni shipa matset teni yang par teni tun teni ngasola teni par teni chuti yakboz teni par ngasola lup tumkin or teni go on those.
And besides understanding, knowing the teachings in question, the teacher needs to have the capacity to actually impart them. They need to be able to teach.
Teni jipate teni ngasola teni lama ngasola teni te song bichu ngasola la bichu teni lama rangayang kala kansam nyamlin teni jenkin teni go on those.
And besides these conditions, the teacher in question needs to have some experiential understanding of the teaching that they are imparting to us. That is, they need to be practicing this teaching.
Teni teni lama teni raksona teni ngaso tapayakbo jane teni tena teni ta teni sosola te pamba mambo thokndus.
And if we're able to find a teacher like this, then we can place our faith in them without reservation, and they will be able to bring us great benefit.
Teni lama da teni ngaso pena lobta chimbo teni girgin ina pena lobta girgin lobta chimbo loma so teni koran so girgin temba dang teni ngaso chupa so teni lama temba teni girgin da lama teni parla teni halipa teni mandravati chimbos in those.
There is a really great difference between the relationship between a university student and a university teacher and the dharmic relationship between a Buddhist disciple and their teacher.
Then chabar country origin ta penagaso lobta nala teni lojong che teni lomthar shin sarvi jini teni girgan ta teni tanga so loma so susora teni sususun jore ti parla teni mdera mepandao teni changdo those.
So one difference is that in universities, in schools, when students graduate, they go off in their own directions and don't usually maintain much contact with their teachers.
Teni ngaso lobta nala yo pickups teni ngaso girgan ngaso la lobchip chini pampa yore mato ba ti panchuni teni pamba drip tap commandos.
So aside from the lessons that they teach us when we're actually at school, they don't continue to act beneficially towards us after we have left.
Teni lamati tedang mandrawa chini teni susurang la teni tapa yakpo yona teni lama teni ngaso chila mepatang yana teni ta lama ndetsarwa teni na teni chichikyong mentus lama namjin teni ngaso chila yopa tawa go teni nawati yongores.
However, if one has strong faith in one's Lama, then it's a very different situation to this. And it doesn't matter whether or not one is by the side of one's teacher or whether, in fact, one's teacher has already passed away. With strong faith, it will seem as if one was still by one's teacher's side.
Teni ngaso leka leke tola teni norwanda teni jona o teni lame teni norsong song ada kampion nawanda teni yongores.
And if we do something wrong, then it will be as if our teacher is criticizing us or correcting our behavior.
Teni susu shawa tets nyamlin je teso tola yakbon rao yona o teni ta lama tan song yaksong song ada teni mulayar teni kornung o teni shia teni yongores.
And if we, on the other hand, do something good, we do positive things, then it's as if we receive the praise or the approval of our teacher, the encouragement.
Teni kapsa teni tanga sola lek ngaso suso teni shawa tola teni damngan rao je mashi teni kapsa teni ya lami o ta teni jishok samba longten rao teni yongores.
And sometimes when we find ourselves in a situation of not being able to make a decision or choice about something, we can receive the help or the guidance, the instruction of our teacher about which path to take. We can receive this kind of prophecy.
Tene nga tso nang chugu nang da chabar tene sangha dorji thapa na la molum jab na ta lama tan drara me per shinji lo sone molum tindi zi jab kyo re drara me pa se
Drawa meba zino?
drara me pa se na te kap drara
Oh,
me
that's it. Drawa meba. That's
drara me
in the Vajrayana, we often make prayers of never being separated from one's teacher.
tene molum jaba tar tene tong thola yang te yong kyo re
And in making prayers of this nature, truly, this is how things are or can be.
tene lama yujin no tene nga so tene loma na chama la tene ga tene na wa tene yong re chama la yong kyo re
Kempo Jimmy Punsok, Lama Wish Fulfilling Jewel, we were all the students of his, and we all have this feeling.
tene indi nga so lama zia de ha lepa karchin borezin chula lob gona
A lama, a teacher, is extremely, extremely important for the study of the teachings.
tindi inding ni tari kon to tini lama khashina nga so la tini girgan ta wa yo rezi ki to kan rezi na nga so pe na so rang sem gna la lama la tapa yak po me tini lama yang pe na tini shiun ti zi ma to pa nyamlin da tini mena tini lama te nga so girgan da po chang do yo rezi.
But as mentioned before, some lamas are more like teachers, and this comes about when we don't have particularly strong faith in the teacher in question, or when the teacher in question has an intellectual understanding but not much experience in practice.
tini lama khashida ama ra bo yo rezi ki garezina korang ama ina satang se na tini bo la tini ta sha cha bo tini shinkin kyang rezi Ina tini kap tini ama kashi po nesar machine tini ti shasapo kandi chigo pamba kandi chigo hako yo mares tinda po pe na ya lama samba hale pa tini yakpo tini yongkenda stim tini pansim chen tini ina yang susorang la nangchu la tini chargi ta tini me sarti tini meja la loma la pantok gona pantok machine ken samba pe yakpo yongken tini yores.
And when we mentioned before that some lamas are like mothers, what was meant here was that these are teachers who treat students with great love and affection and care. They're lamas of great, they have great altruism. They're very caring in their minds. However, due to a lack of familiarity with the teachings, sometimes like mothers, despite their care and their desire to be of benefit to their students, they don't necessarily know the best way of doing this.
Teni tindrao nalayang lama ngazope na tini lama kumba tini kyuyung kin sama lama rezina yang lama marezi tinala tini gort yang gort tangke yang yore sozo rang la tini yundun chiching me ni tini sacha jambalan to ni ngarang yundun yu ngarang kya chimpo yunzi ni
And it's not to say that everyone who wears these robes is a lama. Among people who wear these robes, there are tricksters, there are frauds, there are people who have no qualities, there are people who go around claiming themselves to have many qualities, but in actual fact don't. So in order to evaluate whether to evaluate a lama, it's really important to investigate them in the long term. And in the Vajrayana teachings, it's said that it's necessary to observe a teacher for a period of 12 years to establish whether or not they are qualified.
Yeah. But
these days, we probably don't have that much time. But to some extent or to some degree, it's important that we do investigate the teacher.
pena tambo ngaranso ko teni lama la teni takshid ma shini gangshong mangshong ko goni lama ten teni lama la te zana tunda onduk samba teni thongdi teni ta lama jire gmendu mi re ma songze ni teni damanda mambo shena tenga so rang norwa res.
If we fail to do any investigation of a teacher and just muddle-headedly go about relying on them, and then when problems arise, we go around criticizing them, then this is our mistake.
Tendi indi nga so lama yakpo teni tambo teni raksona teni nga so chu ti jini teni da nga so chu nyamlin che ta chu lojong sha chama teni lamdo yakpo jingro re teni yakpo yung res.
Once we have found a good and qualified lama, then our future path of study and practice can come along very well.
Teni ta terang ngato nga so tiso ko thola thondo ondu.
So we are going to conclude our morning's teaching now.
Ya, teni chama ngarso yakpo jab jita teni ya titola teni te lojong shi jita so thola chama te tisutangna te yakpo res.
So everyone, please rest well, and if you have some time, go over the teachings that we've looked at this morning.
Teni chama la thji che yes.
And thank you very much to everyone.